What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. And with the fallout from last night's horror show at Extreme Rules, there's a lot to talk about. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the update on Rey Mysterio's condition following what happened last night at Extreme Rules. An update on Apollo Crews' absence from last night. And also too, I'm going to be talking about the Nature Boy Ric Flair, who apparently he says that he wants to wrestle for a WWE champion, for a WWE title. And then also I'm going to be talking about the real reason why a former world champion has been taken off of TV. So we're going to kick things off with Apollo Crews. Now I know that the Raw broadcast team, which was Tom Phillips, Byron Saxton, and former United States champion Samoa Joe. They said that it was due to the fact that he had failed his pre-match physical. But we found out, as of today, we found out that he had caught it, basically. I'm not saying it anymore. We all know what it is. And this is off of Wrestle Talk. So shoutouts to Louis Dangour from Wrestle Talk. Last night's horror show at Extreme Rules was set to see Apollo Crews defend his United States Championship against MVP. However, WWE announced on commentary during the show that Crews has suffered an injury following an attack by MVP and Lashley and was unable to compete. As such, MVP announced that he had won the United States Championship via forfeit, asking Lashley to present him with the title. You can watch exactly what happened below. Okay, yeah. So basically, if you guys didn't watch the horror show last night, literally that happened. As such, there was a bit of confusion regarding who is the actual United States champion. WWE.com still recognizes Apollo Crews as the champion, and commentary seemed to put that over on the show. While WWE said that Crews' absence was because of an injury, a new report has indicated that it was actually related to the pandemic. On the latest Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that the reason Apollo Crews wasn't on the show was linked to the pandemic. It's important to note that he did not outright say Crews had tested positive for it. Some people have criticized WWE for not announcing that Crews wouldn't be on the show sooner. However, it is entirely possible that they didn't know until the very last minute. Okay, so if you guys are wondering how that came about, how that match came about, MVP has been back on WWE programming since the Royal Rumble back in January, when he, I believe he entered the match at number 12 or something like that. Let me take a look. Hang on, because I think I still have it somewhere. No, that's not it. Here it is. I actually still have the match card from this past year. Yeah. So I was right. He entered the match at number 12, only to be eliminated by Brock Lesnar. And the reason why he entered that match was because he wanted to see his son compete. He wanted to he wanted his son to see MVP compete. So that was pretty cool. But of course too, ever since aligning himself with Bobby Lashley, and with Apollo Crews still, had won the title, MVP, was like, you know what, man, why don't you let me be your mentor? And Crews was like, nope, not gonna happen. And it got to the point where it got to the point where Bobby Lashley had hit him with the full Nelson, thus taking him out with the injury. Honestly though, this doesn't really surprise me. So as far as I know, So as far as this goes, again, yes, WWE.com has stated that he is still the United States champion, but I am going to check WWE.com just as a precautionary because I believe these are true statements. Let me take a look. But as I am taking a look, honestly though, it doesn't really. Again, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, MVP. Yes, he is a former United States champion. In fact, I think he is a two-time United States champion. So hang on a second. I need to go to Superstars, right? Yes. Go to Superstars. Let's see. So as far as what will happen tonight on Raw goes, I honestly don't know. At this point, it's kind of hard to say, just because of the fact that just because of the fact that last night was a night of controversy. Obviously, the controversy over the Raw Women's Championship, which WWE.com has actually found out, has actually noted that yes, Auska is still the Raw Women's Champion. So that match didn't know. So apparently Sasha's victory never took place. So Auska is still the Raw Women's Champion. And as for Apollo Crews, yes, he is still the United States Champion. And yeah, so honestly, that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. Obviously, Bayley Bayley's just being Bayley. Always trying to find a way to cheat to win. And honestly, though, again, Asuka's still the champion. Sasha's not a champion anymore. She's not the Raw Women's Champion. But yeah, honestly though, I do hope that we get to see Apollo Crews come back to Raw at some point, because I would love to see MVP battle Crews for the title. I would love to see that. Alright, you guys. Now I'm going to be talking about now I'm going to be talking about Ric Flair wanting to challenge for a title. So, what is that championship that you may be asking? Well, according to Liam Winner from Wrestle Talk, WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair has said he keeps asking WWE if he can wrestle for one of the company's championships after appearing on several recent shows. Flair has appeared in the corner of Randy Orton for a number of weeks, and on this past Monday's Raw, Randy Orton defeated 24/7 champion R-Truth in a bout that lasted just a few seconds. Speaking on Busted Open Radio, Ric Flair said he keeps asking WWE if he can wrestle Truth for the aforementioned 24/7 title. He said, and I quote, I keep wanting them to let me wrestle R-Truth for the 24/7 title, and he laughs. I'm getting to the level where I'm comfortable. I'm like, can I just get into character one time? Talking generically is killing me. When you don't do it, you've got to practice, and you get overwhelmed in terms of the points you have to make in terms of the pay-per-view and the people. I've always struggled with that. It's so much fun for me when they're doing everything possible to make sure the kids are being tested and everyone's wearing a mask. I have fun and won't let them get down around me, and I don't think they are. They all have a positive attitude. The 24/7 title has already been held by WWE legends such as Pat Patterson, Gerald Briscoe, Ted DiBiase, and more. Orton has an unsanctioned match against Big Show on tonight's episode of Raw. Obviously, this was posted yesterday, but still, tonight's Raw. Many believe this would have happened on Extreme Rules at Extreme Rules, but WWE has opted to put it on TV in an attempt to boost ratings instead. Okay, so Ric Flair, getting back into the ring, I really don't see that happening. Just because of the fact that Ric Flair has had way too many injuries. He's had multiple back injuries. He's dealt with he has dealt with a bunch of injuries with his knees. He had that plane crash, many moons ago. And honestly, I really don't think it's worth it, honestly, because honestly, it doesn't really surprise me that Ric Flair would want to do this, but it's just not. I really don't think it'll work out, because if Ric Flair does come back to the ring and goes up against R-Truth, R-Truth could potentially injure Ric Flair again. So, not sure if that's a wise decision. But with that being said, now I'm going to be giving you guys an update on Rey Mysterio following Extreme Rules. Once again, shoutouts to Louis Dangor. Last night at the Horror Show at Extreme Rules, Rey Mysterio and fellow former WWE Champion Seth Rollins went one-on-one in an eye-for-an-eye match. The actual wrestling in the match was unsurprisingly pretty damn good. The issue many people had was the finish, where Rey Mysterio had his eye gouged out by Rollins. Following on from this match, Charlie Cruz stated that Rey Mysterio had been rushed to a local hospital because had been rushed to a local medical facility because hospitals don't exist in WWE's world. That's funny. WWE then released the following update on their website, claiming that Mysterio might not lose 100% of the vision in his right eye if his optic nerve is not severed and there is not too much strain on the blood vessels connecting to his eye. They write, after the sickening conclusion of the eye for an eye match, Charlie Cruz provided an update on the condition of Rey Mysterio. Mysterio was rushed to a local medical facility to be treated for a potential globe luxation. Medical experts were optimistic that if the optic nerve is not severed and there is not too much strain on the blood vessels and nerves that connect the eye to the rest of his head, there is a chance Rey Mysterio can maintain his vision. Stay with WWE social and digital platforms for the latest updates on Mysterio's condition. So, let me just say this. That I'm sure as hell glad that I didn't, that I did not eat during that match, because if I did, I would have went into my bathroom and I would have puked. I just want to say that match was absolutely brutal. That was brutal. I'm not even gonna say anything more except that I hope Rey Mysterio is okay. That's all I have to say. But honestly, though, I'm glad that match is over. Maybe now Seth Rollins can finally put his focus on what matters to him the most, and that being something like the WWE title, or even the United States Championship, or something else. Honestly, I'm really not gonna say anything more about it, just because I really don't want my stomach to turn. So I hope you guys can understand. But anyway, guys, now I'm gonna be talking about. Okay, so I'm a little stumped right here, because there are two articles that I do want to bring. There are actually 3 articles that I want to bring up. Or actually, you know what? Rather 4. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just really quick talk about the article that I said that I was going to do, and then I might, if I have time, I will definitely talk about the other 3 articles here, which the first one here says, Major WWE star's contract is expiring today. Real reason for confusing Extreme Rules finish, and then a popular star returning to WWE TV this week. So that's only if I have time, but real reason. So. Okay. So that so apparently it has something to do with with Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins. So alright, so okay, you know what? So I am not. You know what? Hang on a second, guys. I'm just really quickly scanning through this. Okay, so this just basically has something to do with Rey Mysterio and his contract. So I'm not gonna talk about it. So I'm just gonna move on. I'm gonna move on. So I'm not gonna talk about it. I know I said at the top of the video that I would talk about it, but I'm going to switch it up a bit, and I'm going to reveal the controversy involving a match from last night, which to my estimation, yeah. So obviously it has everything to do with the Raw Women's Title match. So shoutouts to Louis Dangor again. Last night at the Horror Show at Extreme Rules, Auska defended her Raw Women's Championship against Sasha Banks in a match that many people were incredibly excited for, myself included. So obviously Louis Dangor was also excited for the match. The in-ring action did not disappoint, but the rather confusing finish where Bayley counted the pin after a referee bump left a lot of people, again, himself included, rather confused about who the Raw Women's Champion now is. According to Dave Meltzer on the latest Wrestling Observer Radio, the original plan for the show had Asuka defeat the Boss in the title match. However, Vince McMahon decided to change the plans. Meltzer notes that the change in plans is as a result of the falling WWE TV ratings. Vince clearly thought that the confusion around the finish of the match will incentivize people to tune into Raw tonight. WWE is still listing Asuka as the Raw Women's Champion on their website, so expect some sort of showdown between the two tonight, possibly leading to another title match next week. The falling ratings is reportedly also the reason why Randy Orton vs. Big Show and Jeff Hardy vs. Sheamus, both of which were originally set to take place at Extreme Rules, have now moved to this week's Raw and SmackDown respectively. This does not surprise me. Again, as I said, WWE has put Asuka as the Raw Women's Champion, and I'm not surprised. I am not surprised at all. Honestly, though, I think one thing that we can expect from tonight's episode of Raw is obviously this. Drew. I think another thing that we can expect is Drew McIntyre coming. Is Drew McIntyre probably expecting another challenger going into SummerSlam. And yeah, so honestly, I'm not even gonna say anything more. And in terms of the other two articles, basically the popular star is basically Mustafa Ali coming back at some point. He's been out. He's been out for a while actually. Yeah. He's been out. He's been out for quite some time, and apparently he's supposed to be coming back to either I think to Raw later this week, because I did mention that Ali was going to be a part of the Raw roster. And as far as the major contract itself, no, I did not want to go to you. Stop. I would have to say that it would have something to do with possibly with it actually has something to do with Kairi Sane. Okay, so apparently PW Insider has reported that Kairi Sane's contract is expiring. So so if you guys want me to talk about those articles on Wednesday's video, because you guys know my schedule, it's every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Those are the 4 days that I post. Weekends are obviously for pay-per-views, depending on what day they are. So if you guys want me to talk about those in Wednesday's video, let me know in the comments below, and I will definitely talk about that in addition to my usual Yu-Gi-Oh video, and I'll definitely do another best of both worlds video, if you will. But guys, that is gonna do it for this video. So I won't have enough time to talk about them, but hopefully you guys enjoy. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on my Twitter and on my Instagram. I actually have 2 Twitters and 1 Instagram. The links will be down in the description below. And if you guys have fan mail that you want to send me, because I do, if you guys have any I cannot speak today. If you guys have any fan mail that you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, my address will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash signing out.